going to work, so you'll be prepared throughout the evening as we get going. But we have 4 different piscos to taste. They're all on your menu and they're on the mats in front of you. You don't want to drink them until you get sort of instructed to. As we get out, you get too far ahead of the game here. And we have a lot of things to go through. So we have the menu, and then we have 4 cocktails to go along with the menu that Jake's created. We're going to have the appetizer and the first cocktails to come out in just a moment. And then I'm going to introduce you to Cher from Pisco Porton, and she's going to talk to you about their Pisco and their product in Peru and so forth. And then we have the other guys along the way, and I'll introduce you to each course. So you're going to really get a great overview on Pisco, the styles, the difference, and what it is to cocktails and to spirits today, and it's quite popular. Chiquitas, corn, I forgot the name. Yeah, it's very typical what you have. It's a very typical popcorn. It's sort of and mostly it doesn't pop all the way. This stuff is sort of an American version. It's a little bit more popped, but very typical. We've taken a lot of typical Peruvian dishes and modeled things after them. So coming up, we're going to have our appetizers. We have an empanada that we're calling empanada Inca, and it's filled with goat cheese, corn, and potatoes. It's seasoned with a chili called ají amarillo, which is a yellow chili from Peru. It's almost one of the national flavors of Peru. They use it in everything, as well as rocatillo and pancho. There are 2 other kinds of chilies, and we're using them in the meal also. The mussel dish is a very typical mussel dish. The city is from Calacha? I think it's a port town. It's a very common dish. You have these mussels cooked, you eat them cold, you have it in the summer with beer. So it's a plate of cooked mussels, and then it's topped with this like corn salsa on top of it. And then the last thing we have is the causa congrejo. Causa is also another dish to Peru, which is very much like ceviche. It's synonymous with Peruvian food. You have it everywhere. Their potatoes are over 800 or 300 varieties of potato in Peru. Oh, there we go. 3,000 varieties. Potatoes. A lot of varieties. And they grow all over the place. This particular dish, the causa, is typically made with a yellow potato, but it's often made with lots of different kinds. It's a cold mashed potato that's seasoned, and then filled with an infinite number of fillings, however the chef would like. But you would see it on almost any menu anywhere in Peru. This one I did with purple potatoes, purple Peruvian potatoes, and then we seasoned them with ginger and garlic. The filling is with crab salad. There's a spicy mayonnaise on top and a hard-cooked quail's egg. Peruvian cuisine has an affinity with some Asian, Japanese, Southeast Asian flavors. They had a lot of Asian people move to Peru in the 1800s to work, and then it became very much part of the culture and of the cuisine. So you see dishes that have this sort of Asian influence in it with ginger and some of the other ingredients. Anyway, the cocktail that we're serving that's going to be coming up next is what we call the Hiram Bingham. Hiram Bingham was an American professor from Yale who was the, depending on who you talk to or when it is, he was the scientific discoverer of Machu Picchu, the famed ruins of Peru. And I was lucky enough in 2007 with my best friend to go and hike the Inca Trail to see these ruins. And I tell anyone, if you ever get a chance in your life to go there and see them, it's stunning. And you will see here in the slideshow shots during the evening of the Machu Picchu ruins. Anyway, Hiram Bingham, there's a train now that you take from Cusco to Agua Caliente to go up there, and it's called the Hiram Bingham. It's the Orient Express like they have in Europe. It's very first class. So a champagne cocktail with Pisco named after Hiram Bingham is where we're going to begin this. But I want to introduce you now to Cher from Pisco Porton. We're going to get the food and drinks coming out. She's going to tell you about the first Pisco on your mat and the Pisco that's in the cocktail, and then we'll just keep the party going from there. All right, all right.
most expensive?
We are, I should say, probably the new kid on the block. Pisco Porton is a very new brand in the U.S. The juice in the bottle is old though. The distillery's been around since 1684, and they've been producing in Peru under the distillery name Hacienda La Caravana. But this is a new venture here for the U.S., so you guys are probably some of the first group in this sort of setting that I'm presenting to, which is a real treat for me. But again, we are new, about 4 months or so. We just launched here in the U.S., being distributed by Nuns Market. In terms of what type of Pisco we are, because there are different types, and you guys will learn a little bit more about different types. Pisco Porton is a achilado postre. So achilado means blend. We are a blend of 3 of the 8 grapes that's used to make Pisco. We are predominantly quebranta. You'll probably hear that a little bit more today as well. Quebranta is really the foundation of this particular Pisco, and a lot of Piscos. It's a real robust type grape, very high in sugar content. It holds up very well. But we're about 70% Quebranta. We have a little bit of Torontel, which is a little more of an aromatic type of grape. We have about 20% of Torontel, and the rest is just a very small percentage of a grape called Albilia, which just kind of gives it a little bit more of roundness to the blend. So our style is definitely very robust. You get a lot of tropical, spicy notes, of great flavor. What also really makes us distinctive, I mentioned another term, Mosca Verde. Mosca Verde is where we are basically fermenting the grape months at a partial sort of state. We're not completely fermenting it, and this really kind of helps the flavor, again, be a little bit more upfront, a little more, some say, grapey, or a little bit, just more of a robust, rounded style. So again, we're kind of taking the grape must before it's completely fermented, and then we're going ahead and we're distilling it. And our particular Pisco, and most Piscos are distilled to proof. We're about 86% actually. So some people look at the bottle and they're like, whoa! Yeah, we're distilled at 86 proof. There's no caramelization, there's no water added, nothing extra to Pisco. It's a very pure raw spirit. What else can I tell you about us? I would say what you guys are having, it definitely pairs well. Again, you're going to find some spicier notes, you're going to find some tropical notes, and it just really, to me, it also brings out citrus very well. It's definitely a Pisco that you won't forget. It has a nice finish to it, and it's definitely, you get that up front, you get the mid-palate, and then you get a beautiful finish to round it out. Do you guys have any questions about Pisco Porton at all, or have you heard of it? Have you seen any billboards or any industry news about it? Definitely excited. Definitely excited. So here we go, the higher we go.
So they giving us the credit or not?
Yeah, but that's why I'm hardly getting it.
Next time.
That's our chasing for
I mean, it's just to really give it a flavor of
I read the thing is play about the ingredient, the Pisco ingredient.
¿Cómo?
Can you explique cómo son los ingredientes?
and I like to say
Plenty to eat there, right? Yes! We had the sea bass, and we had the arugula salad with the quinoa. We had the yucca with the cheese sauce, which was very good. So, we're moving on now to dessert. We're passing out the plates, and we have one more Pisco. And the dessert that we made today is another very traditional Peruvian street food. You'll find ladies, in fact, if you go to YouTube and Google this, you can find pictures of little people at the marketplace on the street in Peru making the picaronis, which is what we're going to serve now. Very, very traditional street food. Kids, parents, everybody has them. They're the Peruvian sort of equivalent of a churro, except they're yeast dough. It's more like a donut. And the batter is made from sweet potato and pumpkin. So it's mashed sweet potato and pumpkin mixed with cinnamon and allspice and star anise. And then they're fried, and you make a syrup that's from molasses and brown sugar and dulce de leche, which is it's kind of like a caramel sauce, but it's made very, very slowly with sugar and milk. And the sugar and milk is cooked for about 3 hours until the milk reduces. So you take 1 quart of milk and it'll make about 1.5 cups of dulce de leche. And you can have it in your fridge and you can spread it on toast. You can have it with everything. In Peru and Argentina and Chile, everybody has the dulce de leche. It's and everything. It's fantastic. So we did a couple things here. We made a syrup with dulce de leche and the aniseed and the cinnamon, brown sugar, molasses, and that goes poured over top of the donuts. And then it's covered with powdered sugar. The cocktail that we made is we're calling it Cafe Cusco. Cafe Cusco. And the Cafe Cusco is coffee with dulce de leche as the sweetener. So it's coffee mixed with dulce de leche and pisco. And then it's topped with a foam.
I think everybody's drawn
Have your seats. So, the coffee, it's called Cafe Cusco. That's our pisco drink to serve with the dessert, which is the picaronis. This is dulce de leche, coffee, pisco, and it's topped with a foam made with what we call Antilles syrup. It's like a spice syrup of those same spices, cinnamon and allspice. It's mixed with orange juice and egg white and made into a foam. And that's on top. So it's like a cappuccino. In a way, a Peruvian cappuccino, so to speak. The last pisco, which is this one right here, Pancho Fierro, and our friends here are going to tell you a little bit about this pisco as we get the dessert ready, and we'll bring it all out. It's all yours, my friend. He's going to tell you all about this, and I'm going to get your dessert ready, and we'll be back.
Salud to the chef. Salud.
Salud. Okay, first of all, I cannot say cheers without having one. Oh, that's enough. And second of all, our festival, I want to say thank a million for Kevin and his wife. For having us the opportunity to taste this Peruvian food, which in fact was so damn good. It was so damn good. Because I don't give compliments. If it's good, I say yes. If it's not, I say so good.
I'm going to be right back. I got to get the dessert ready. And we'll do one more time. Thank you. Un momento.
So that's to begin with. And the other part is that I want to also say to every participant that we have the time to come here, Pisco Encanto, El Porton, Pisco Vinas de Oro, because they are all so competitive and so good. Now, I've been fortunate to come to the end. So I can say that each particular Pisco brand have their own peculiarity. Each one have a taste for each one of you. It's not like one is going to fit everybody and the other one the rest. No. It's like drinking whiskey, like drinking vodka. What do you want? What do you want to mix it with? You can mix it with sodas, you can mix it with juices. And one of the things that I know is that Jay, here at the bar, he is amazing. He's awesome.
Very amazing.
He's awesome trying to put things together for all of us. So for that, cheers. Then I want to say thank you to my friend here, Douglas Lazameta. He represents the group that have been giving us the pictures and entertainment, and Hispanic Services Solutions. So he is the one to represent that now. Our Pisco is a brand that we call it Pancho Fierro. And this kind of a Pisco is quebranta. Quebranta comes from a type of grapes. And, okay, everybody quiet now. Ahí, oh my God, she knows how to speak Spanish. Watch out, watch her. ¿De dónde vienes? ¿Dónde has estado? Oh my God, see, I better watch out. So anyway, and then I also have to say deeply somebody that I know for a few years that have talked me into this. His name is Carlos Romero. Right there. He represents a different company that I am with. Nevertheless, I have to acknowledge that I learned through this because of him. All right? Now, quebranta. This is the type of pisco that we are drinking right now, quebranta, which is made of quebranta grapes, which is a kind of grapes that is unique. We call it dark grapes. We call it quebranta because when the Spaniards brought it over to Peru, they couldn't make it happen. So they call it quebranta because it's broken grapes. Quebranta is quebrar, means broken grapes, right? So they give him that denomination. Now, it's always come from one kind of grape only one kind of grape. Quebranta grapes, dark grapes, or so. So it's excellent for any mixture with juices, sodas. You can always replace recipes that have cognac or have vodka or tequila or let me see, something like that. So any of those recipes, you just take the liquor of and add a pisco and we'll make just an excellent drink. Now, I tell everybody that if you have a party, okay, if you have a party and pisco won't make it work, I reimburse you the money. Hey, no, I'm serious. Because you have a party and that happens, it will make it happen. It doesn't happen because something is going on. All right? And again, our brand is Pancho Fierro. We have productions in Ica, Lima, Arequipa, Moquegua, and Tacna. These are places where Pisco grapes grow. And you can see by the diagrams that, wait, slow down, man.
Yeah, this.
That's where the Pisco comes from. It's not only from Ica, you know. So, to say the good Pisco, any of us are here to represent Peru, and also, so you know, whoever put Pisco out there, especially from Peru, we are Pisco ambassadors by law.
Puro.
Me too.
Productores.
And then, these are the different kind of companies that you can see, slow down, man, that distribute and sell Pisco. And then don't ever forget that wherever the Pisco starts in Contra Costa County is because Kevin. Here. I don't see any, in fact, we don't sell any other place but here. Yeah, no. We don't sell it in the market, we just sell it to restaurants. No, only to restaurant for now.
What about Pisco's Jam House? They used to do Pisco Sour. Pisco's Jam House.
Yeah, no, well, the thing is, in Oakland is something else, but here in County. And one more last thing is, I want to say, Pisco is Peru. Pisco is Peru. Tomorrow we celebrate our Peruvian Independence Day. So
Pisco Days. Pisco Day.
Pisco Day
Tomorrow.
To Peru and to California. Cheers.
Wait, what's that?
This is a picarones, a traditional
picaroni.
dessert of Peru. Sweet potato, pumpkin, and a nice rich syrup.
Picarone. Oh, good.
Okay, one second. Wait a minute. Take to Peru and Pisco for both of them. YACHT CLUB.
Hey! Salud, salud. I hope everybody had a good time.
The best food in the best place.
Alright.
The food was so excellent that I come from Callao. The churros a la chalaca is
The muscles, the muscles.
excellent. Excellent.
Beautiful.
Kevin, I want to picture with
And whoever say no, check with me.